There is a strange law in human nature. We value what is just out of reach. We chase what walks away. And in relationships, this dynamic plays out more than anywhere else. When you withdraw, she pursues. It's not a trick. It's not manipulation. It's rooted in something far deeper: desire, psychology, and the need for emotional polarity. Let me show you why stepping back can draw her closer, not out of game, but out of deep masculine self-respect. People don't pursue what's always available. The mind assigns value based on effort, distance, and mystery. It's a universal principle from marketing to dating to luxury goods. Scarcity triggers desire. In romantic relationships, when you're always available, always texting first, always solving her problems, the energy becomes imbalanced. You're too present, too eager, too predictable. And the paradox is, she wants to miss you. She wants to feel your absence, to wonder what you're thinking, to reflect on your importance in her life. When you create space, you give her that gift. You let desire build. You let her come toward you. Masculine and feminine energy are polar opposites, like positive and negative charges. The masculine seeks freedom, purpose, stillness. The feminine seeks connection, emotion, movement. When you cling, you reverse the polarity. You become emotional, reactive, and she starts to retreat. But when you center yourself, when you lean back into your own purpose, something magical happens. She feels the gravity of your detachment. It's not coldness, it's presence without neediness. It's stillness without begging. It's quiet power, and feminine energy is drawn to that like a flame. A lot of men were raised to believe that the more they give, the more they'll be loved. Text more, compliment more, be nice, be available, be supportive 24/7. But that strategy only works in theory. In reality, women don't fall in love because you're always around. They fall when you stand firm in your own space. They fall for a man who respects his time, his mission, and his emotional boundaries. They fall for mystery, for the chase, for the moment she realizes, he doesn't need me, but he chooses me. That difference is powerful. When you withdraw, not in anger, not in punishment, but in calm detachment, it sends a silent signal. A woman feels the change. She may not say it, but she senses your pullback. She checks her phone more. She reads your messages. She wonders what changed, and in that wondering, attraction is reignited. You didn't ghost her. You didn't block her. You simply redirected your energy inward. You made yourself your priority again. That silence echoes louder than words ever could. Let me be clear. Withdrawing is not about playing games. It's not about making her jealous or punishing her with absence. It's about showing that your self-respect is non-negotiable, that you're not going to compete for validation, that you don't chase, you attract. A man rooted in his purpose doesn't beg for attention. He builds his empire. He goes to the gym. He works on his craft. He meditates. He grows. And when a woman sees that, she comes back, not because you manipulated her, but because your energy became undeniable. You reminded her of your value, not with words, but with absence. Think about your own life. The people who chased you hardest, weren't they the ones you distanced yourself from? And the ones you obsessed over, didn't they pull away when you gave too much? This isn't just dating advice. It's human psychology. Even in history, the most admired leaders weren't the ones who sought approval. They moved in silence. They stayed focused. They created a magnetic pull through their stoic presence. And in relationships, the same applies. Sometimes, the greatest act of strength is walking away, not in anger, but in dignity. When you feel disrespected, when she stops, investing when you've overextended yourself. Withdraw, not to punish, not to control, but to return home, to yourself. The man who can walk away is the man who's already won, because he's chosen peace over approval. And often, the moment you walk, she realizes what she had. She starts to remember the man who didn't chase, but who led. You might ask, what happens when you withdraw? Here's what usually happens. She notices the silence. She reevaluates her behavior. She reaches out. She tests to see if you'll return to the old pattern. She chases subtly or obviously. This isn't guaranteed. But if there was true connection, space will highlight it. You become scarce. Scarcity increases value. She will want your presence again. Because you no longer offer it, there's a right and wrong way to do this. Wrong way, ghosting suddenly out of spite, being cold or passive-aggressive, using withdrawal to manipulate or guilt-trip. Right way, calmly reducing your energy and investment. No drama, no emotional explosion, shifting focus back to your own life, responding, but not initiating. Maintaining respect, but reclaiming boundaries. Withdrawal is not escape. It's not punishment. It's the conscious decision to let space speak for you, is the hardest part. Sometimes she won't pursue. Sometimes your silence is met with more silence. But that's not a loss. That's clarity. If she doesn't reach back, it means the dynamic was never balanced to begin with. It means your presence was being consumed, not cherished. That's not a rejection. It's a redirection. Now you're free to invest in someone who values your energy, or even better, in yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." And in the realm of relationships, that means learning to detach from outcome, to be full within yourself, to give from abundance, not need. Withdrawing isn't weakness, it's power in silence, it's confidence in restraint, it's attraction through stillness. The Stoic man doesn't chase love, he becomes love. He becomes strength, and strength always draws others in. Remember this, when you step back, she has room to step forward. When you stop chasing, she starts wondering. When you value your energy, so will she. You're not here to be a constant, desperate giver. You're here to be a calm, grounded force of nature. And if she's meant for you, she'll feel it when you walk, and she'll come running, not because you forced her, but because your silence spoke the truth. If you're tired of being overlooked, if you're tired of always giving more than you receive, then step back, withdraw, let her feel the weight of your absence. Let her remember who you are. Because when you withdraw, she pursues, and if she doesn't, someone else will.